mind me, we'll go over that Manchester United statement because it's only right. But let's get into the talking points. Latest news. Let's see exactly what's going on in the world of football. People, let's close that because that's Ronaldo. Let's go here. Is that the same thing? Oh, too excited to bring you a lot of information. I've got the same exact article. Tab police, look away. First things, smash the like button if you haven't. Arsenal's January transfer window plans crucial in sustaining Premier League title push as confidence grows. Chill, top 40, chill. What's this? You let me look at this already, man. I'll try later. Allow me. All that time, you could have just pressed that. All the Evening Standard articles we clicked off. I didn't know you could do that till today, but let's scroll through the tosh people. Arsenal must seize this moment and strengthen their squad in the January transfer window to ensure they can sustain their title challenge. January could be a defining month for Arsenal, both on and off the field. They face big games against Newcastle, Tottenham, and Manchester United, while the club has the chance to back Arteta with reinforcements he needs. Adding more strength in depth feels vital for Arsenal if they are to stay the pace in the title race. I hear that. And the more we talk about title race, the more that top four will become a formality, if that's the thing, people. And he is right. We've still got to play Newcastle twice. No one wants to play them. We got to go to White Hart Lane. They're going to want revenge. We've got United. We've got West Ham, who are in a woeful bit of form, and they're going to want to put things right. We still got to play Brighton. And I don't need to tell you, Etihad as well, home and away in City. I don't need to tell you the games we have. We know 14 games have been played. Until it's, now Arteta said, we need to see where we're at after 10 to 12 games. And I think we can see where we're at. There is improvements. There is a bit more mentality. There is even if things don't go right, we respond to adversity. There is more consistency. There is more defensive emphasis of getting clean sheets, scoring more goals, being clinical, having higher standards. We haven't got depth, but I do think at the same time, we have got cute little depth in certain options, mainly attacking. You are seeing the confidence grow. There's a lot of good things, but depth is one, and there's a lot of football and a lot of tests, and there are going to be wobbles and things like that along the way. You cannot compare one club with another that started a project 10 years ago, said Gabriel Jesus. What has this got to do with the transfer thing? But big up Jesus. Now they are winning because 10, 15 years ago, they started something Arsenal started 2 or 3 years ago. Big up Jesus for that. But anyways, the club wants to back Arteta, who has described his squad as short and a winger is their priority, with Mudryk and Orlando City's Forgando Torres both targets. We'll get to see him because I think he's been named in the Uruguay World Cup squad. Longer term, Arsenal want to sign a left-sided centre-back and another midfielder. So does that mean the priority is a winger and not necessarily midfielder, just based on the language? Because it says longer term. Now, we know the centre-back is something Arteta could have done if we could have got Lisandro Martinez and another midfielder. So does that mean we're waiting until the summer for Tielemans? I don't know. Given their position now, though, there's an argument to accelerate those plans and add to the squad from a position of strength. A winger is vital as Saka and Martinelli need more protection, not least because they'll be returning to action from the World Cup. More so Saka because he's more likely to play significant minutes for England than Martinelli for Brazil, but is what it is. Arsenal should have Smith Rowe back by then. It's true, but again, you're going to Smith Rowe, a bit like Vieira and Tierney, they're playing catch-up. You're going to need him to get fit, stay fit. And sometimes when you have a long-term injury, you start picking up little knocks and niggles. So, yeah, man, we do need Smith Rowe. Definitely, because there's been many versions of Smith Rowe, in my opinion. There's been that one that was starting week in, week out. And then there was also that super sub. And we need that. We need depth. So, yeah, man, apparently greater depth is needed in the spine of the team too, which is where their biggest drop-off in talents appear to be from first choice to backup. Yeah, because, if anything happens to a centre-back, you need Ben White or probably Tomiyasu to go over there. I just feel there's too much of a drop-off with Rob Holding, and I just feel Rob Holding in the back four is an accident waiting to happen for Arsenal. And I like Holding. He's not that good, but I've got a lot of time for him, man. So, yeah, people, obviously we know if Partey, Gabriel, Saliba got injured, you could extend that to anyone. If Ramsdale gets injured, shout out Turner, we're in issues. Obviously, if anything happens to Jesus, Jesus is many moons above Nketiah. Anything happens to Saka, we're potentially in trouble. I say potentially to try and, but we are in trouble. Arsenal can address that in Jan, and the argument to act now is compelling, given not only the club's position, but also the struggles of others. Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and Spurs all look flawed. But saying that, United and Spurs are technically fourth right now. As much as games and winning can mask performances, definitely are winning run under Emery. On paper, they're still in it. United are picking up points. Yeah, it's a bit of drama, but they're picking up points. Liverpool and Chelsea, I think more so Liverpool. Pardon me, they will start, but they will start getting back into it. And Klopp even said himself, we'll be better after Christmas. Does he know something we don't? And there's a lot of games to be played, people. You know, mathematically, not everyone's pulled away from anyone per se, people. So, yeah, that's that. Apparently, what's been going on here? What's been said here? Jesus has been speaking, people. Jesus explains why he's not taking Mykhaylo Arteta's advice to Arsenal fans. What does that mean? He said, we cannot look at others. We know City. Obviously, I know them more than most people, but we have to do our job. We know the Premier League is not easy. It's the toughest league in the world. It's not only City. It's Liverpool, United, Chelsea. What can we do? Just focus on ourselves. That's all. Amen. Unfortunately, it's been 11 games without you scoring. That's got to be playing on your confidence, especially going into a World Cup, especially because, you know, you had some confidence earlier in the season, but away from goals, you can take confidence in your performances. You've been amazing for us, Jesus, but you know, you need to get me 15, 20 goals. You're good enough to get it, man. You're good enough to get it, people. First of all, it is because of the team. I think everyone can see the spirit of the team and the way we love each other, the way we want to help each other on the pitch. That is what happens when you're in another family. Amen. We spend more time here than at home, like in everybody in life. So you might as well try and get on as much as you can and have the synergy and transmissions and all them buzzwords Arteta uses. Big up the gaffer. Everyone is like this. That is why we're working outside. We have a young team, so we run a lot with and without the ball. Fair enough, Jesus. That article, I thought they were going to be more in depth. Arsenal described as the perfect place for 55 million plus euro transfer target as talks continue. Arsenal could be the perfect destination for Mudryk as talks continue over a potential transfer, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Gunners are keen to seal a deal for Mudryk with the contact ongoing, with no official bid made to his club Shakhtar Donetsk, according to Romano. So it's nowhere near to being complete. Hopefully things are happening in the background. Mudryk is the buzzword in every day and age. He said for sure Arsenal remain interested and in contact to discuss the Mudryk deal. They like him, but the race is open and Mudryk want way more than the rumoured 50 to 55 million euros. So I think Arsenal is the perfect place for him. Premier League, ambitious project, young players, an excellent manager / board. Still, there is no official bid on Shakhtar's table, so let's see what happens in the next weeks. So I hear that, but hopefully we're working, people. And, you know, a couple of days ago, he also said Arsenal still obviously remain interested in him. This one says 65 million. So which works out to about 50 odd, isn't it? For sure. Well, we've seen this. For sure, Arsenal remain interested. They are following him for a long time, but there's still nothing decided. Shakhtar want more than 60 to 65 million to sell him now, and it's not easy. The race is open. If Arsenal really want him, they have to move fast. That's Romano. Apparently, you know, contract rebel to consider all options amid Arsenal and Liverpool transfer rumours. This is in relation to Marcus Thuram, who's been more so in recent weeks linked with Villa as well. I think there will be many rumours around Thuram as he's a good player available as a potential free agent in the summer. I'm told he could really leave on a free transfer, so he'll consider all his options in the next few months. Said that. Again, we've been linked with the young Brazilian Palmeiras midfielder Danilo. Another farewell. Danilo closes year for Palmeiras with Europa opening. What the hell does that mean? At 21 years old, the midfielder is one of the most cited names in the European market. And in the final stretch of the last transfer window, Arsenal showed interest. We do know that. Despite the possibility of an offer from the English coming close to 25 million euros, the board did not even want to open conversations. The focus was to keep the squad to win the Brasileiro. As it happened, the number 28, however, is seen behind the scenes as a player who can yield an important amount to Palmeiras, who have held the main figures in the squad this season and will need to make punctual negotiations in the next transfer window. There are no new offers on the table for Danilo, but the expectation is that those interested will appear again this year during the World Cup. In addition to Arsenal, Barcelona and Monaco were other clubs that throughout the year signaled interest in the midfielder, and they're all different projects. You know, Monaco could be a good entry point into European football. Barcelona is Barcelona. Arsenal is Arsenal. We've got Brazilian influence. We're doing the young player thing. There's many reasons for him to want to do it, people. So, yeah, it is what it is. In January, the player renewed his contract until 2026. That was last year. And he's got a release clause of about 100 million, which we won't be paying. So we'll have to see what's going on with him, people. Hopefully we get something done. Massive 48 million signing talks underway. I think this is in relation to Mudryk once again, and they're saying the same thing. So we're not going to bore you lot with that. Barcelona to pose Arsenal strong competition to sign star Mykhaylo Arteta, moving hard for way. Barca are set to provide Arsenal competition for Yuri Tielemans, according to reports. Let's see exactly what's happened. He's rejected contract offers. Mundo Deportivo claims Barca are desperate to sign a midfielder in the midterm window. Bernardo Silva is their top target, but understand the deal will be almost impossible midway through a season. Gundogan is also on their radar, but with his contract expiring at the end of the campaign, it's claimed that a move would again be difficult to complete. And they've also been linked with letting Kessié go. I mean, that would be a decent one to explore. Tielemans is listed as the third choice option for Xavi as he suits the system. And Barcelona would be a great move for the 25-year-old. But you could be maybe not necessarily first choice for Arsenal. We would have got him, but higher up the rankings at Arsenal than Barcelona, man. I think they'd want Neves over you, really. So we'll have to see how that's going. But all he can do is play well, which he has been doing. We've already seen that. 27 million star now willing to sign deal at the Emirates. William Saliba is willing to sign a new contract, and there are no new fears of the Emirates Stadium favourites moving on to pastures new. And that's great, and that gives me confidence, but nothing is set in stone until the man has put pen to paper. But hopefully we move in a good way, man. It's lovely to see what the 21-year-old's doing. He will probably double or maybe even just over double his contract from 40k a year, people. And again, even if he signs a 5-year deal, he'll be 26, such is his potential, and he'll be getting a good deal. Apparently, we're keen to tie him down. We've held early discussions with his reps, and it's understood that a proposal is on the table. And we've heard since February one's been on the table for Saka. So hopefully we get things done, really. Everything suggests that he's willing to sign a new contract at Arsenal, and that will get done, says Paul Brown to Give Me Sport. There might be a few other clubs sniffing around him if France do well, and he's at the heart of that at the World Cup. I think France might struggle. Kimpembe is not there, and they're playing a back three with young players. Even with Saliba, it's a different ballgame World Cup. They have to hope on Varane, and even Varane's not that fit. But at the moment, Arsenal don't seem particularly worried about losing him anytime soon. Hopefully, we get these new deals signed, man. Him, Martinelli, Saka is what it is. Nuno Tavares has once again been linked with Juventus. I can't imagine he's going to help them anytime soon, really. They're not helping themselves at all, really. But anywho, what has it said on Tavares? According to the information from our colleague Gianluca Di Marzio, Juventus is thinking of the Portuguese to replace Alexandro next season. It'd be the left side Tavares on loan from Arsenal. I mean, boy, if we could get some pieces, if we could get 20 million in a sell-on clause, Juventus have him. Amazing winger wants to sign for Arsenal, and he's now going to the World Cup. Arsenal want Fernando Torres, and they may now need to accelerate their move for the winger after being included in Uruguay's World Cup squad. We heard that Tony Lima, Edu spoke with his reps. I don't know what's come of that, or if anything's come of that, people. Maybe it's early discussions, but fair enough, people. Whether it's him, whether it's Mudryk, whoever, just get someone, really. So it is what it is regarding that. Arsenal now trying to sign player in first weeks of January for just 8.5 million. We've been linked with Rabiot. I think it's clear to say we're not. He's been decent for Juventus, but it's clear to say we're not there. We're not going to do that, are we? And as you could see, his agent on the 13th of December posted that he was in London. And again, you got to remember his agent is also Palestiri's agent. So maybe, and I think he was at the United game, maybe to resolve the future short, medium or long term around another client. Or he could have just been doing sightseeing. Juventus meet with Milinkovic-Savic agent amid Arsenal interest. You knew he was ending up at Juventus. So yeah, they've met with his reps. He'll be contracted until 2024. So in the summer, that's their last chance to earn significant money, really. And he'll join Kostic. I'm sure Kostic is Serbian. Vlahovic defo is. And apparently the Serbian national manager's been talking up him to Juventus. And I mean, he's already accustomed to the life in Italy, so it could be a good move. I'm sure Arsenal could give you more wages if you want. I signed you Football Manager. You're my guy. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I mean, if they want to let Locatelli go, why not? We've already seen this in relation to Tielemans. Arsenal scouted special 26 million attacker last week, but he's just said he'd prefer Liverpool or Old Trafford. Specifically, what has Cody Gakpo said? He said, I think at the end of the season, I'll be ready to take the next step. I feel like I was already that way at the start of this season, but after this season, I'm even more ready to take that next step. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Liverpool, it'd be an honor to play there, but I also have to see what kind of team would suit me. So he hasn't ruled out anything, but getting a bit excited there. This is a Xhaka interview, people, so that's not really relevant for transfer news. Arsenal should ignore Arteta's plans for 21-year-old after latest report he's in great form. What do you mean ignore? Balogun's got 8 goals. He's doing his thing. Just let the man develop. I mean, I'm not really a fan of think pieces. Tottenham want Cody Gakpo and could launch a January move for him, people. So if you're Man United, Liverpool, or any of the teams that's been linked with him, that could be something to bear in mind, people. Arsenal ready to push for midfield duo in January. Arsenal ready to push ahead with their interest in midfield duo Yuri Tielemans and Danilo in the new year. 90-minute understands, hopefully, man. But we've been linked with everyone: Fernando Torres, Danilo, Tielemans, Mudryk. Make sure you get 50% of those. I'm sure many Arsenal fans would be happy with a midfielder and a winger. If you want to do any more or surprise us, then it's up to you lot, innit? But let's just deal with the priorities. Let's just get 1/2 in first and then take it from there. 140 likes, people. Keep moving, people. If you ain't hit the like button, very appreciative of such. So that is that, people. I mean, we can look at the Xhaka article if you want, but that appears that initially anyways. So with that being said, what's the